Good morning, everybody. I'm kind of up before some folks. I guess it's just a laid-back Labor Day weekend. Sorry for not having as many videos. Just some of the stuff I was hauling was pretty common. You've seen it already before. So I'll have a double cat engine video up today, and I'll try and do this one. This was supposed to be a trailer, a Ford Campbell, and everything kind of got jumbled around. So my 15,000 pound load turned into something well over 40,000. Sorry, it was a reefer unit. 3 spaces down, 4 spaces. It's pretty loud. So what happened was, I booked this one. It was a good payer, and I waited a couple of days for it. No big deal. Keeps me busy through the weekend. Pays pretty good. So, but the problem we had loading it, because they had regular standard docks and everything, it was so freaking heavy. Trying to get everything to scale, because when I was told it was 31,000 pounds, I know they have nomenclature plates, but that's what they were trying to go by. But when I showed them my cat scale ticket, I said this thing probably weighs 43.8, so it's way off. It's 5,000, 6,000 pounds more, because even the bills of lading say 38,000, and I don't believe it. So anyhow, you can see, there's plenty of room on the side, and they were really good at loading. This one has some extremely strong tie-down points. I got them in X fashion. It's been really difficult to keep everything tight, and I just stepped out this morning, so we're going to be checking. You can see this, it's a huge vehicle. And I won't be lighting any cigarettes or anything like that, because there's fuel residues. I'm not even going to mess with it. So I have an electronic cigarette, so I'm good there. Yeah, they're still all right. Yeah, they're still tight. That's amazing to me. But anyways, they're marked. It says tie down. And that's the best you can do. That's where they're supposed to be. And it's kind of hidden back up in there, so you have to look for the big D-rings. In the back here. Let's see how these did. And then they're all right. They need another notch or two. As you can see, they bounced a little bit. But, I don't want to over-tighten. You can see it's pretty good size. Now, I did change trailers. They gave me a different trailer. Somebody center punched this when they were backing up. It's not me. But they told me it was going to be a different side rail configuration. It was going to be the old style, and that's what they had in their records there at Landstar. So when I called them up, I said no. I said this thing's got damages, and I said it's the same old side rail. I said it really doesn't do me much good, except that the trailer's pretty square. It's not twisted off. Like this one's got a little bit of a bend in it, but that's a natural thing that just happens. A little bit of flex, but not built bent. At least the tires are wearing correctly. Now, one thing when you're backing up at night, so I had to be careful and then rip all my mud flaps off. Because look at this mess here. And you want to make sure when you dump your air that your DOT bumper doesn't sit down in there and start grinding away and doing whatever. That's a hazard. So you have to watch for that crap. Look how beat up it is. So it's done a lot of damage to trailers in the past. Doing the best we can with this one. I just drive slow. I'm a slow driver anyways, but when it comes right down to it, just do the best you can. I don't want to be swinging this thing around, changing lanes. I've been cut off I don't know how many times. It's Labor Day weekend. I've been trying to, like Friday, I took it easy. I only made it a couple hundred miles. I got to Safe Haven, and I shut it down. I think West Memphis, there's some parking areas just west of West Memphis, just right outside of town, because you couldn't buy a truck stop parking lot with a $100 bill taped to your forehead, and it's bullshit. I don't even like going there because, well, all the prostitutes knocking on your door at 3 a.m. and all these other people. It's like, just freaking leave me alone, you know? So anyway, yeah, we're going to have to tighten that up a little bit. I'll come back and do all that. Just looking everything over and just wanted to show you guys. It's pretty neat. Yeah, these guys have made it. I had a heck of a time getting them to get tight and stay tight. I think first day I probably tightened these 4 times. You know, because it's huge. Look at the size of this thing. Now there was a special issue with the box lid up here, and I had them tie everything down. You can almost see the strap up there. I gave them a strap that they had thrown in the cab anyways. I said, could you secure that lid and so it doesn't flop back because it's against the wind? Could snap it right off. I said, if you can do that, that'd be helpful. Yeah, these guys all made it really good. So, you know, this trailer came with extra reflective tape, and it's all right. I can deal with it just fine. I'm gotten used to the side rail by now. I don't care for it, but you know, that's okay. You know, you just want to make sure that try and keep everything as tight as possible without overstretching your chains. Because on the camber of the road, if you get a pitch and a roll, you don't want to have that slight skidding to happen or the tires get over too far. And it's definitely a big piece of equipment. Now I was doing 4 loads of helicopter blades, $2.5 million a load, and we were on a flight line in a secure area. And I'm sorry, I couldn't shoot a bunch of camera stuff on it, and it was expedite. It was just as fast as you could roll. So I did 4 of those round trip, just dead-headed back empty, 160 miles or so. And so I was at Fort Campbell for probably a week and a half, doing nothing but loads, just rolling them as quick as I could get them. I can't complain. Hopefully there's not too much wind issues with the camera. I was trying to block it, but so you can get an overview of what's going on. I had it back a little bit further because of the erroneous weight. I was trying to center up on my spread axle, but what it didn't do was axle out. It was just a couple 100 pounds over. So I went back in, no problem. They were loading a second shift, and we just quickly undid the chains, and they just rolled it forward a little bit. And for, you know, it's just what they told me on weight is where I place it, and it was not right. So once we got that all figured out, it was good. There's a lot of things you have to watch out for just to make sure that, you know, mostly it's going to be loose items. And I had everybody go through everything by hand to make sure. They've done this many times, but when you do, you get a rotation of soldiers, and some of them, it might be once a year, and they may not have ever done this before, so you just have to be careful and assist. And I mean, I was assisting when they were putting the trailer on. I actually walked up, I asked permission to give instruction, and they gave it to me, and then I was helping the guy do a serpentine. And, you know, he's certified to drive the truck, but he's not an over-the-road driver, does this every day for a living. So I was trying to help him, and it worked out perfect. We were able to get the trailer on square. Needless to say, I had to go back, take it off, give it to somebody else who couldn't handle this kind of weight and go. But I tell you what, it sure eats the fuel. So I'm not doing very good on fuel economy at all. Getting ready to run in and grab me a shower and get all clean. But I just wanted you guys to see this. You know, so remember, each binder individually isolates that chain. So that's the value of that chain binder working load limit. So I have 8 on here. So for the weight, I am perfectly fine. And I'd much rather have everything. And I wasn't able to do a crisscross just simply because of the height of the other D-rings. They were a little bit too much. So I was able to do this. My knot, I had a kind of laying around here. The problem was with this is that it wasn't in a full knot, so I'm going to have to change that. It's not going to go anywhere. Can't get into tires, so I'm fine there. Yep, it's a good one. It's going out to Holloman Air Force Base. It's one of those places where it's kind of a dead zone, and normally I don't go out there. I've been staying regional and doing pretty well, so I will do my best. I've called ahead to get loads, have agents look for me and help me get the hell out of there, because I just don't want to sit. I've got plenty of hours. This is an easy run, 1250, 1300 mile. You get down there, you camp, you take off after you're empty. So hopefully it won't be too big of a deadhead. Maybe get in some oil rig moves and that, you know, that kind of thing. And they usually pay pretty well. So that's it, guys. I guess we'll try and get this sucker published. I definitely need a shave and a shower. See you on the road.